Okay, so it's Morton Joe 245 here, and today we're taking a look at snake eyes. Okay, so snake eyes, believe it or not, is actually one of my favorite, my favorite G.I. Joe character of all time, and that's why he's my profile picture. And I got many versions here I'm going to show you here in a minute. But before we get into all those, we're gonna take a closer look at the figure and his accessories and all that. So let's get started. Okay, so starting off with Snake Eyes accessories, which he just dropped one. He comes with his submachine gun, which this is clearly based on the real-life Uzi submachine gun. And which this is a very popular weapon for Snake Eyes. It has the trigger, the magazine goes up in the handle, which I think this right here is actually your back safety that sticks out right there. And this is not to get confused with the MAC-10. The MAC-10 and the Uzi are two different submachine guns. And this is pretty cool. I've always liked Uzis. I always thought they were cool. So his second accessory, which I can get off of him here. I'll turn his arm this way. Yeah, there we go. Is his ammo bag. As you can see, it looks like it's got some flaps and stuff on here. Here's your strap, and the back is just hauled out. And not much. This, I guess, is like your explosive devices in these pouches and everything. Okay, so let's go over the articulation of Snake Eyes. He has for the standard articulation for 1982, he has the swivel at the head, like a ball joint at the shoulder, a single hinge at the elbow. He was held together with a rubber O-ring, so he has pretty good range of waist motion. He has a ball jointed hip and a bend at the knee. Okay, so let's take a look at his sculpt design and color, starting with his head. And as you can see, he wearing like a black balaclava with like some black goggles, and this will kind of play into his character and why he wears this once we get into his file card. I'll explain that then. It looks like he's got some breathing holes right here too, because if you're going to be wearing this all the time, you got to have some oxygen, because you could pass out, especially somewhere like if he's in a desert or something like this. He'd probably have a heat stroke because he's wearing all black too. And black draws in heat, so I don't know exactly how he wears this in some environments, but as you can continue down, he has a standard reuse chest for many other G.I. Joes in 82 and 83 1.5 figures. And so are the arms. As you can see, he's got strapping on each side. There's a grenade here, which bring a grenade on your chest is not a good idea. And he's got a pouch on this arm and on the other arm, which they look actually to be a little bit different. They're not actually the same pouch. And you turn on the back, there's like suspenders back here. He's got a detailed collar too. Going down to his waist piece, it's a standard A2 waist piece, which we used with every G.I. Joe character except for Scarlet, I believe. And see, he's got cuffs at the hands, standard C-clip designed for the hands. And going down to his legs, there's two pouches on this leg, and he's also got like an explosive device on his left leg. And going down, he's got the same lower legs as Flash in my other video, even with the thing on his calves, which I'm not sure what that's for, and a standard non-detailed boot. Okay, so let's take a look at Snake Eyes' file card here. And as you can see, it says Commando, codename Snake Eyes, file name Classified, and no serial number over here either. Primary military specialty, infantry. Secondary military specialty, hand-to-hand combat instructor. First place classified, grade E5. So that kind of plays into his ski mask and stuff, because you don't know anything about him. You don't see it, don't know his identity, where he was born or nothing. Snake Eyes is proficient in 12 different unarmed fighting systems, karate, kung fu, and jiu-jitsu, and highly skilled in the use of edged weapons. He has received intensive training in mountaineering, underwater demolitions, jungle, desert, Arctic survival, and some form of holistic medicine, qualified and expert in all NATO and Warsaw Pact small arms. So this doesn't really tie into the later versions would tie him into like a ninja backstory, being brothers with Storm Shadow. There's a small quote here too. It says, "The man is a total mystery, but he's real good at his job. Heck, he's the best." Kind of a short quote. These early file cards were written by Larry Hama, the writer of the G.I. Joe comic books, and he put a lot of depth into these. Even though Snake Eyes, we really don't know much about his personal life. They don't say anything about who he is, where he's born, or nothing like that. It's all classified. But the beauty of that is, you could imagine Snake Eyes as anybody. I guess you could make up who he is. I guess. See on the back here, it's just the back of the card where the figure was packaged on. It also has the free Cobra Commander mail-in on here as well. Move it over a tad bit, because there's a lot of these. Okay. Continuing on, we have the Rise of Cobra movie Snake Eyes. We also have another Rise of Cobra movie Snake Eyes with a trench coat, which unfortunately mine has a broken visor. But still a pretty cool figure. We have the Arctic Mission Snake Eyes from Rise of Cobra. We have this Snake Eyes, which I believe is from G.I. Joe Resolute. If I'm not right, I'll put on the bottom screen there what it actually is, but I think it's G.I. Joe Resolute, which I actually like this figure. His belt's a little there we go. Pretty cool. He actually got a cool short sheath and stuff. Which the trench coat Snake Eyes is holding his pistol, because I couldn't find his weapon. So these two Snake Eyes is right here. This one looks a little pigeon-toed because this one came with a motorcycle. So that one's like a vehicle riding Snake Eyes. And then this one came with the black version of the All Striker. I'm gonna have to zoom my camera out even more. Move it over because I got two more here to show you. Okay. I filmed this a minute ago and I forgot one important figure that I have. This is the 6-inch movie Snake Eyes, the Snake Eyes movie that that was like his standalone movie, which he was actually more of the villain in, believe it or not. The trench coat Snake Eyes also came with Timberwolf, I got to mention. And last but not least, I have this big 12-inch Snake Eyes. So I'm going to have to see if I can zoom my camera out anymore. Lift it up then, because it's not going to zoom out anymore. Okay, so that's all the ones I forgot that one the last time, so I had to go get him and refilm this. But as you can see, I do have the Rise of Cobra movie 12-inch figure, but I omitted it because it's in bad shape. The visors broke off, and I got it at the thrift store for pretty cheap. So just that one's in such crappy shape, I omitted it. But it's a pretty good selection of Snake Eyes I have here. I don't have as many 12-inch figures because they're bigger and they take up more space and they're more expensive. I have had that 12-inch one a long time though. But all these other ones will get their own review when their time comes. Okay, so all of them other versions of Snake Eyes will get their own review when their time comes. But there's a lot to go through right there. And okay, so going over Snake Eyes' media appearances, Snake Eyes did appear in the G.I. Joe comic books. There was one famous issue called the Silent Issue, which that blue 25th anniversary one I got is actually the 2-pack that came with that comic book, but I'll go into detail of that when that time comes. And he made appearances in the Sunbow animated series. He was kind of underused in the Sunbow animated series, probably because he didn't have a speaking role, so that's probably why they didn't use him very much. And I'm not for certain. I think he did appear in the DiC animated series, which he is a very popular character, so I don't see why he wouldn't have appeared in the DiC animated series. But like I said, he appeared in many movies, and he even got his own live action movie. I think it's called G.I. Joe Origins Snake Eyes, where he actually was more of a villain in that movie. Okay, so my final thoughts on this figure. I like this figure. It's my favorite G.I. Joe of all time, the 82 straight on version. And if them post vintage ones, if some of them were on the wrong stands, that's because I couldn't find all their figure stands, so I had to kind of improvise. But which I think some of them didn't even have figure stands, like the 2 vehicle driver ones. I don't think them came with figure stands. But anyway, I really recommend this figure. Now, Snake Eyes is a character that has a lot of. He's one of the most popular G.I. Joe characters of all time. That's why he has so many different versions. And now, so Snake Eyes is, was made the face of G.I. Joe for a long time as well, I believe. And Snake Eyes, has a lot of mystery to his character, and just really cool character overall, and like I said, my favorite. So if y'all like this video, want to see more, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.